Let's sit down and really talk about the latest happening with Ruth Otabor's case, because things have taken a different interesting twist. When this fight for justice began, the person who carried it on his head, who gave it energy and consistency, was VDM. He was the loudest voice, bringing awareness, speaking out, and making sure people didn't forget Ruth. But along the line, things changed. Phyna allowed emotion and outside advice to affect her. Izzy Ogbeide, told her that VDM was only using the case as content. Izzy said he's a content creator and don't follow him. That became the turning point. Phyna turned her back on VDM and shifted alliance to Izzy. Fast forward to now, what are we seeing? The same Izzy who accused VDM of using the case for content has now turned it into her own full-time content. Every update, every live video, every post is centered on Ruth's case and not just justice for Ruth anymore. Izzy has gone further. She's now calling on everyone who has ever been a victim of Dangote truck accident, whether they are still in hospital, already discharged without compensation, or even for their family to send their details. She says she will take all of this to CNN and BBC.
If you be victim of Dangote trailer, or you know anybody will be victim of Dangote trailer, lorry, anything at all, you don't get accident or whatever it is, they not pay your hospital bill, they run leave you for hospital, or the driver even wrong, please. Any evidence where you know say screen now that email I will take, they receive every information. I want to carry all the information with evidence. I want to know the family member and take it to CNN and BBC. For BBC, the day UK for here, I will send a post to them and I will also email them. For CNN in America, I will also send a post to them of the evidence you will send to me. I will print it out, send it to CNN.
Izzy is based in London. Will she actually come down to Nigeria to do the real work? Because real justice for Ruth and for any other Dangote truck victim requires presence on ground. It requires filing legal proceedings here in Nigeria. It requires attending court sittings. It requires sitting for meetings, holding dialogues with lawyers, government officials, and even with representatives of the company. Justice is not achieved from abroad. You cannot fully fight this kind of case from London. So the big question is this: is Izzy really planning to come down and put in that work, or is this just about creating international awareness, getting CNN and BBC to cover this story while the real legal side is left unattended? Awareness is important, yes. International coverage can put pressure, yes, but awareness without legal follow-up is like noise without action. If Izzy does not come to Nigeria to anchor the legal process, then what we are seeing may not be fight for justice. It may just be content and the exposure, and that is the fear many people have, that Ruth's memory and the pain of other victims will end up as another social media trend, another media headline without actual result on ground. Because let's be honest, after CNN and BBC show a documentary, what next? The cameras move on, the story fades. And if no one is here in Nigeria to push the legal cases, nothing changes for the victims or their families. So again, we must ask, will Izzy come down to Nigeria to follow through with the proceedings, meetings and dialogues, to secure justice? Or is this only about creating global awareness without real follow-up? That is the critical difference between justice and content. And now also, Izzy has made herself the gatekeeper. She even said that anyone who wants to talk to Phyna, including Ruth's baby daddy, should pass through her. So Izzy is no longer just the advisor. She has made herself the spokesperson, the manager, the middlewoman.
You like a coffee now from today till tomorrow. She don't answer you. You know who's going to answer you? Mua. Yeah. No. Oh, shut up. Nah. Not social media people. Nah, fuck off. I'm talking about family member, friends. You know those family member where they act like a stranger? You want to act like a stranger? A stranger is going to talk to you. You get what I mean? Like the baby papa, the in-laws, and that. She's not going to come out. She's very busy. You're going to be talking to me, okay? So I'm going to come out with evidence and proof and all of that. That's my own thing. I don't care what you say.
But what's all this about? Family, friends, and including the baby daddy should talk to Phyna through Izzy. Well, we'll find out in near future. Let's talk about VDM meanwhile. Because of how Phyna betrayed him, and because of, people began to accuse him of chasing clout and making content out of Ruth's case, he has quietly stepped back. He said if people see him as a problem, then he will remove himself. And honestly, I don't blame him. Think about it. Imagine fighting for justice for someone, putting your energy, your voice, your money, your reputation into it, only to have the very people you are fighting for accuse you of using them. That can break anyone. At some point, you have to protect your own peace. And that's exactly what VDM has done. He walked away. And he actually walked away with dignity. Sometimes walking away doesn't mean you lost. It means you refuse to be dragged into confusion. And that might just be the smartest move he could have made.
All right, so boys, they call me from Auchi. They ask very dark man, when are you coming to Auchi? Remember, say you talk, say if anything happen to Phyna's sister, we make her buy, say we go shut down operation of Dangote for Auchi. Well, boys, we're gonna stand down. I will not be coming to Auchi to create content again. So Mona stand down. Dangote can enjoy freely. There shall be no consequences for the recklessness of his driver. Dangote, enjoy your business. I will not be coming to create content. If it happen again, another issue where no relate to Phyna, Dangote and call, maybe I feel come to create awareness and to say no, enough is enough of this reckless unlicensed killing by Dangote truck drivers. But for now, we are standing.
Another angle that cannot be ignored is the issue of Ruth's children. When VDM mentioned that Ruth had children, Phyna became very angry with him. She felt he was exposing family matters and she attacked him for bringing that information into the public space. To her, it was something that should have kept, private. But let's pause here and think. Were those children really exposed to be a secret? Because the press release by Phyna family solicitor about Ruth Otabor did not recognize that Ruth had children. And also, now Dangote official press release about Ruth Otabor did not even acknowledge that she left behind children. And that is a major loss in this fight for justice.
This secret where everybody they talk, say very dark man leak. Why did he go and say Phyna's sister have children? Why did he go and say that? They told him in secret. Well, the post where they take announce if Phyna's sister don't buy, they write them there, mother. On the girl obituary picture, they will still write them there, friend, sister, mother. That's the one that they hide to their obituary picture. You know, see this life? That thing, we won't hide. Would have put more pressure on Dangote. When Dangote people know that this is a mother of 2 infant children, should have put a lot of pressure on them to make sure say nothing to that game, make sure say they stabilize that game, make sure not buy. But
if the children has been recognized from the beginning, they would have been the strongest and most legitimate foundation for negotiation with Dangote. Those children are the direct dependents of Ruth. They are living proof of the life and future that was cut short. In cases like this, compensation is always tied to the dependents, the ones who will suffer the most from the victim's absence. But because Phyna hid that fact and because she attacked VDM for mentioning it, the children's presence was pushed aside. And now, in the official statement from Dangote, they don't even exist. That has weakened the fight drastically. This is why sometimes emotion can mislead us. Phyna allowed anger to cloud her judgment. She thought VDM was exposing her family, but in reality, he was pointing to the very thing that could have strengthened this case. And today, the result is clear. Without public recognition of Ruth's children, any negotiation with Dangote becomes harder. It becomes easier for the company to treat this as just another accident case without considering the long-term impact on the innocent life Ruth left behind. So the real tragedy here is not just that Ruth Otabor, but that people who should have been her strongest voice, her own family, allowed the emotion and pride to erase her children from the conversation, and that is exactly what shouldn't have happened. At the center of all this is Ruth's memory and most importantly her children. While people are making alliances, accusing each other and creating content, Ruth's children are the ones left behind. They are the ones who need to eat, to go to school, to grow up with some form of stability, and all this drama does nothing for them. If you ask me, Phyna should refocus. Izzy should calm down with the media drama and start real legal work. And if they cannot, maybe another independent person or an activist who know what it takes to get real justice or group need to step up and handle this case properly. Because at the end of the day, the fight must remain about truth, not about ego, not about who betrayed who, and not about who controls the narrative. So now, as we watch Izzy, CNN and BBC plan unfold, we must ask ourselves, is she chasing true justice or just attention? Because from what I'm seeing, ironically, Izzy is now doing exactly what he accused VDM of doing. The only difference is the packaging. So my people, this is the much we take on this. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And as we come to the end of this video, kindly subscribe to my channel, like, share, and leave your comment in the comment section. I will see you in my next video. But before then, don't forget to stay safe, remain kind, and mind your mental health. Bye and remain blessed.